Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mechanics, electricity, computer science, innovation,
And we know that is a brainstorm.
You yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one. Hello everybody and welcome to Brainstorm Broadcast. In many parts of the world, social situation is getting from bad to worse. That is caused by overpopulation. Some family heads have hard time to make ends meet because of the family size. So how can this situation be coped with? So is there any way out for family heads to cope with this situation? Now, today's talk show will focus on the theme, family planning and social development. We're going to see some areas, so some strategies family heads can do in order to limit the size of their family, as this can create problems in many parts of the earth. Joining me now on this stage is Rodrigue Bonsole. Rodrigue Bonsole is a lawmaker and also a politician. Hello, Rodrigue Bonsole, and welcome to this program.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Yes.
Very happy?
Yeah. Delighted to welcome you one more time as I host today's talk show, the Family Planning and Social Development. We're going to discuss this issue, the very important one, family planning and social development. It's not for nothing that I've invited you here on this stage as a family head to discuss this. So to get started, what is family planning according to your perspective?
Thank you. I'm very humbled to be among you today. To the national TV for having a part in this beautiful show. I wanted to give a small definition for the family planning. Family planning refers to the decisions and practices that individuals and couples who are married make to control the timing, spacing, and number of children they have. It often involves access to contraceptives methods like birth control pills, condoms, implants, education and counseling on reproductive health, planning pregnancies for the health and well-being of parents and children. This is a small definition I wanted to give to you this morning.
Okay, that's a definition according to your perspective. It's good, sounds good. But there are other researchers or even people try to break down the concept of family planning, and that is vital. Please watch the following video based on the family planning. What is it exactly? Please take a look at this and we'll be back.
What does family planning mean to you? If, like many, your first thought was about, planning to have kids, you'd be right. But there's so much more to consider. For starters, do you know that family planning services, also known as reproductive and sexual health care, are for people of all genders? That it's not just for adults, but teens too? What about the actual services offered at the health centers? The highly trained staff can help you learn the different ways to prevent unplanned pregnancies and can prescribe methods like birth control pills and IUDs. And if you decide you want to, help you plan for a healthy pregnancy. Do you know that you can get confidential screenings for HIV and other sexually transmitted infections, STDs? That you can get checked for cervical and breast cancer? Or that the health centers also offer general wellness exams? Have more questions? Doctors, nurses, and health center staff are here to help you decide what's right for you. And one last thing, these services are affordable and available for all New Jerseyans, regardless of income or insurance status. So yes, you're right. Family planning, reproductive and sexual health care, can help you plan to have a family. But there is so much more to it. Don't wait to get the high quality and affordable reproductive and sexual health care you need. For more information and to find one of the many locations throughout New Jersey, visit njfpl.org.
So why do you think it's necessary for us, especially in the Democratic Republic of Congo, to deal with this topic, family planning?
Thank you, sir. I wanted to give also an explanation for the definition of the couples. And the Democratic Republic of the Congo, for example, as we are Africans, we have to control the timing of the birth because the situations of living people, of the people is very crucial. Nowadays, people are facing difficulties, to raise money from the jobs they're going, and even people are selling things. They have facing things, very hard to raise money. It is very precautional to save your money by keeping well and managing the time that you're going to give birth to the child. Because if you give birth to a child, the child is a human being. You have to respect him and to consider him as a total human being. He needs to eat. He needs to have medical treatment. He needs, when he grows up, to go to school. And all of this requires much money. Reason why you have to time your birth situations in Congo so that you can be in good life situation.
So why don't many dating couple envision or consider the matter before getting married? They all regret later on that the same things have already got tougher. Why is it wise for family or maybe couple to envision?
The question is very fine. I spoke to you that you have to, first of all, to make the people who are advising. If you have a counselor, a kind of an advisor, who gives you more teaching about how to handle a birth situation, and that's going to be fine for a couple. We have basically many couples who are giving birth without even timing or controlling. They have to go to the wedding very young. They go to marriage in a younger age. They don't even care about how to give birth to a child. They just give birth anytime they want without thinking that a baby is a total human being. This is a very hard time in Congo here.
All right, so it may happen that most of couples don't even consider the matter. While having children, building their family, the timing is also a problem because we can have a family having a baby, and after a year another one, and so this is very really tough. So maybe they don't see benefits of a family planning. But before you continue, or before you make another statement, we want the folks to watch following this video about the benefits of family planning. Please watch and we'll be back.
Contraceptives help prevent unintended pregnancies, which can lead to unsafe abortions and other related health complications.
More education and the use of contraceptives to women will be able to plan. It's not just relying on the government. Sometimes it starts from us, from the family as a unit. When each family has this kind of family planning with the use of contraceptives, I think our standard of living would improve for the better.
Contraceptives empower women on how many children that they want, which ensures better planning for education, family stability, and career growth.
Contraceptives help women to plan and to space their pregnancies. And then I realized that having a contraceptive gives women the physical and the mental health that they need, especially when it comes to child spacing. So I feel that's more important to me.
Yes, hormonal contraceptive can help regulate menstrual cycle, reduce heavy bleeding, and alleviate symptoms like cramps or PMS, providing relief and improving overall quality of life for many women. Thank you.
All right, now, who actually is entitled to decide about the family size?
Yeah, the family size has to be decided by both the father and mother. I think both of them, they are the ensemble. The ensemble of the marriage. The man and the woman, they have to decide on how to give birth to the baby, to a child. this is very easier to answer.
So you think it's a matter of is a cultural one, or is also something that the state should regulate? Because it's in other states, let me say, in other states like China, the state regulate birth control, even family planning. But what about the DRC? You think it is a state matter, or is a personal or cultural one?
It is not really a state matter. It is something that comes, random. Sir, I talked to you that people get married. For example, they think that we have to have 5 children, and when they get to the wedding, they see themselves having 9 children. They even didn't plan to have 9 children. And in other couples, for example, when you go to the wedding, the man thinks that he's going to have just 6 or more children, but instead, when he goes there, he only has 1 or 2 children. You see, this is something that comes randomly. People don't even plan. You may plan something else, and the nature gives you something else.
Yes, since you yourself are a parent, I hope that you set a good example for others to follow through. But when we talk about the family planning benefits, some do not even realize how beneficial it is to have a family planning. So is there any connection between family planning and social development?
Yeah, there is a large connection between family planning and social development. You mentioned here in China, for example, in 1980 or 1990, the government, stated that every couple has to get just 1 child. You see, by the time people were, giving birth, and they had time to give education to the baby they give birth. And today, China has become a very superpower because they timed that people have to go to school, people have to work, they have to eat, and they have to get more to profit of what the country gives to them. Reason why you see that China has now become a very superpower in the world.
So now, would you please tell us the results or the sad consequences following a family planning? For instance, if the couple doesn't really consider the matter carefully, what could result in a social life, for instance, in terms of what could have a consequence?
The huge consequences must go to the government or to the country, because we have here in Congo what we call street kids. I think in America they have. These guys, they were, I think, by my humble opinion, up to me, they were born in the families that the parent didn't even care about their future. You see, the father, for example, goes to drink beer, and he finds a lady there, and he go with that lady, and after sometimes the lady gives birth. He got pregnant and gave birth. And the father refuses to take charge of that baby. And the baby, when he grows up, is going to go on the street and become a street kid. And after sometimes that guy is going to give birth to his wife as well. And the situation will be just going on and on and on. That's why I talked to you that the father and mother, they have to care much more about planning their children time.
So it means that it is not a state's responsibility, it's a couple's responsibility. But what if most of the time, when even through media, you can see a couple, they did not plan to have, maybe they plan to have 1 child, but the woman gives birth to twin, even 3 or 4. Okay, head of state, please. First lady, come to our rescue. How can you explain such a thing? Because unexpectedly that things happen. You think is really realistic to plan ahead what the family size will be?
When we got to the topic, I talked to you that this is something which is very controversial, and it's something that people don't plan even. You may plan to have 1 child, and when you go to the marriage, you will have 4 children. This is something which is very complicated to give a definition. The reason why the government, Mr. Guy, the government has to work much more in educating people by the message, giving them the message of protecting themselves. For example, in a couple, you have a wife that you married legally. You may use condom, or you may just refuse, or what we call in French abstinence. You may just refuse to touch your wife during the bed period to save lives.
In addition to what you are laying out, there is another factor, culture, even tradition in Africa, especially in the DRC.
Yeah.
Having a big family is like an asset, it's like a wealth. If you have many children, it's a wealth. But how can this view be overturned, even changed, when people still view a big family as wealth, having many children as wealth? How can this mentality be changed?
Obviously, it is not only the Congolese mentality, it is the African mentality. And in American also, we have found big men like the Mormon church leader, you know him. Mr. Nelson has 9 children. He is the big man in the Mormon church in America. He has 9 children. And he cares much more. He takes care of them. Although he is now aging to 90 or 100 years old, but he took care of his children. And I think that mentality must be changed over age and age. When you go to the marriage, and you have to think much more about planning your children that you will give birth. For example, if I have a couple of twins, it means I have 4 children. I will stop giving birth because I have to take care of these guys. And after some years, I will be adding 2 more. So life will be keeping on.
The following video is informative about the family planning. Please take a look at this, and we'll discuss other ideas after this video. Please take a look at it.
My name is Ellen Starbird. I am the director of USAID's Office of Population and Reproductive Health. These meetings have provided the momentum for the community to really come together to ensure that family planning doesn't get left out this time. We really suffered last time for family planning being added to the MDGs so late. And I think we're in a much better place now with it explicitly mentioned in SDG 3 and implicitly part of the gender goal with its focus on sexual and reproductive rights. And then of course all the connections that it has to so many other development interventions, which I think is part of what makes it so powerful, is that you can talk to anybody about whatever their key interest is and usually find a path where family planning can help them get to what they're most interested in doing. And I think that's what's going to keep it on the agenda and really solidify it. I'm enjoying what I see as a continued focus on youth, but also more of the conversations around equity and allowing that to be defined in ways that make most sense for the countries involved. So one country's equity issue may be reaching youth, another one may be reaching the poor. Sometimes, of course, there's more than one aspect to that. I'm also enjoying how much focus there seems to be on South to South and nations really learning from each other and having those conversations with each other, not mediated by the donors.
All right, now there's another idea about having many children. Parents even think that this is a wealth, economic, or maybe something they save for the future. When they grow old, they would take care of their older parents. You think that should parents save for their children, or children just do the opposite?
Sir, as a good father I will take care of my children without even expecting to get something back from them.
Really?
As a parent, we have each other. As a parent, as I have my children, I will take care of them. And when they grow up, taking care of me or not, I am not going to be very tough on them, because this is life. We have the sun. The sun, it gives its life to people without even taking care of what people will give to them. We have trees. Trees gives the fruits, and the trees never eat fruits. We have many things that gives, to the people what they have without even thinking about what it will give to me back. I mean, as a parent, I have to take care of my children without even expecting to get something back from them when I grow up.
Honestly speaking, you think that having a big family is not huge investments?
Having a big family is not a huge investment. Yourself, you might be a big investor without even having a big family. Yeah, this is
all right. So another other things that could be added in this discussion is about education. Since you just recently brought up the 3 children, how should they take care of? And most of them say no because mom and dad abandoned us. They couldn't even provide for us. They have girls who turn prostitute or hollered in the streets, and so it's very difficult to provide or to care for this situation. So, what could be likely the sad consequences of not taking a family planning care seriously?
We provoke. Let me say that we provoke the poverty. I follow a documentary in Haiti. You know Haiti, in the Port-au-Prince, Haiti, where you come French. We have a kind of a poverty where it is written like 80% of the people is poor. And when you go to check to those people, you will see the families, they have given birth to lots of children. And the father themselves, they don't have a good job to support the family. You see. But if you go to the country, for example, like Norway or Sweden, you'll see it is very regulated that a life is respected. A human life, even a baby life, it is respected. You can't abort. You can't kill. You can't even beat a child. That's why you see the country, for example, they have to settle by putting laws that you can't give birth to more than 4 children just to prevent the poverty. The poverty is something which is very dangerous to the population.
As a Christian, they're also a Christian couple. Quoting the Bible, said, no, we have to fill the world. You see, Congo is still empty. There are places empty to fill. And then we need to father many children and so forth. This is the fulfillment of what God has said in His Word, the Bible. So what could you tell them through this show?
God has said that you go to overcrowd the world. Yeah, it is right. The Bible statement is also clear and fair, but you have to plan. Before, following the word, you have to plan.
Yes, family planning and social development. This video will highlight the family planning and national development. Please pay close attention as we play this video.
With family planning, women and couples can choose the timing and spacing of each pregnancy. It also ensures that couples can have the number of children they want and can care for. This can reduce the economic burden on poor families, and at the same time, women have more time to work outside the home and meet the needs of their families. Together, these lead to increased family income. And with more income, families can invest in health, food, and education for each child. Families can also invest in their own livelihoods and break the cycle of poverty. At the same time, at the national level, family planning can lead to more manageable population growth. With a slower growth rate, the government can better provide social services such as education and healthcare, can invest in economic infrastructure and job growth, and can sustainably manage natural resources for future development. The population of workers can also increase relative to the number of children. The result is increased economic productivity and growth for the entire nation. So family planning leads to poverty reduction and economic growth both at the family level and at the national level.
All right, we're going little by little to the end of our talk show. So what should the state responsibility regarding population growth, especially in the Democratic Republic of Congo, regardless the fact that in the rural areas, there are couples or family whose parents have never attended college, school. They don't have a required level of education. So you think this makes a difference with educated couple and uneducated couple when it comes to family planning?
Yeah, I think the state has a big role to play in this. The state has to spread the message, in the churches, for example. They have to settle, by sending people to pastors, message to pastors, to preach to their believers that you have to control the timing of the birth. And in the schools, they have professors, teachers, in the economic schools, and the law schools, and in politics schools. They have to teach the people that you don't have to give birth everywhere. You have to plan your timing for giving birth. The state has a big role to play in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Family planning and social development, Rodrigue Bonsole. What is your closing remark as regards this topic?
I just wanted to say this is a very wonderful topic. I think next time we're going to come and debate more about it. In the Congo, we have to think much more about our own lives. You have to think much more about housing, about fooding. We have to think much more about education, more important. You don't have to give birth to a child without educating him. Otherwise, you will have what we call gangster or coluna. Thank you so much, Mr. Guy.
I thank you, Rodrigue Bonsole, for answering or even responding to our invitation and come on this set to discuss this very important issue.
Thank you. I'm humbled by this opportunity.
Family planning and social development. This was today's topic. We discussed it thoroughly, having different angles of the subject, and we know that both the states and the family responsibilities for parents. First of all, they need to limit the size of the family as a social crisis involved. So, if we need to aim at social development, the family planning should be taken into account. Thank you so much for watching this wonderful program. Stick to the national channel, RTC de Développement. Thank you so much for watching one more time. Bye.
Bye.
Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mix, electricity, computer science, innovation, yeah.
And we know that this brainstorm.
Yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one.